Hello, beautiful souls. You are now listening to Deep Chats with Chris Cypher. And as always, this is your host, Chris Cypher. Welcome back to another ride along with me. This episode's topic is going to be the altar of your mind. The altar of your mind. So, central to our day-to-day existence is our ongoing and subconscious consciousness. Now, what does that mean? So, what regulates our experience and quality of life is what goes on in our mind. So, therefore, I liken the mind to the idea of an altar. Because what you have on your mind is what you give your energy to. What you allow to sit within your mind comes manifest in your daily and ongoing life. Whether that be for positive or for negative. See, it's very important to acknowledge that our thoughts create our emotions. I think that that's not really subject matter that is expressed enough within societal ideologies on mindset and emotion. Because the missing link between the two is the ongoing actions of our waking consciousness. Some people may refer to it as the chatterbox of the mind. I like to refer to it as our ongoing inner monologue. So, what are you saying to yourself? What thoughts do you notice that regularly occur in your mind throughout the day? These thoughts are the building blocks of your general mood. And your mood creates and dictates the quality of life that you experience. Like I said, this can be either for the good or the bad. What is going to end up is either your mind and your mindset, your ongoing thoughts are going to be your main driving source, or it is going to be your downfall. And the beautiful thing is that we, as free will experiencing individuals, have the choice to either make or break ourselves through our own thought processes. In other words, we have a conscious choice of how we choose to feel. Now, that's not saying that feelings do not come. Because as we all too well know, that feelings come and feelings go. And sometimes you are not completely in control of the situation or circumstance that you are exposed to that could initially incite those feelings. But luckily, what we are in control of is whether we will remain in those feelings or whether we will decide to change them or to accelerate them. For example, you couldn't help it. Some tragic or unfortunate or even just inconvenient circumstance has faced you with the opportunity to become bitter or the opportunity to become melancholy. These things just happen. It's a part of our daily lives as humans, and especially in societies that we live in. It's inevitable that we are going to be placed in undesirable circumstances that we did not choose. And if we could have choose, then we wouldn't have. But unfortunately, sometimes that's just the way that life plays out. But when you are placed in unfavorable circumstances, you do have the choice to let that drive your emotions and to let those things bring you down and keep you down. Because regardless of our surrounding situations, at the end of the day, the only thing that can keep you down is your mindset. The only thing that can keep you down is what you allow to do so. Every moment, every instance, every circumstance, we are presented with a decision to place upon the altar of our mind positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement upon the altar of our mind creates a positive outcome in regards to our emotional response of the situation at hand. Now, the flip side of that, the negative response placed upon the altar of our mind creates a negative mental circumstance outside of the pre-existing circumstance that we find ourselves within or amongst. Now, it's okay to have problems, and it's okay to have emotions about them that are not positive. When it becomes a detriment to you is when you allow those negative perspectives to come into fruition, and you allow those negative perceptions to be your only perceptions. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying that you have to be good vibes only and look at the silver lining and everything's peachy dory, because sometimes the actuality of the matter itself is that it's not, and it's not always going to be, because it can't be. What I'm saying is that you don't have to live there. You can visit those negative thoughts or perceptions of the actuality of the situation, if so called for. If the situation is not ideal, you can acknowledge the fact that it is not favorable. But what you should not do is mope about it, or become depressed about it, or feel defeated by it. Because only what you give power over you has power over you. So if you decide yourself to look at things in a positive light, then that is the light that will be shown upon you. And I'm going to conclude with this. What do we place upon the altar of our mind? What do we allow to drive our emotions and our quality of life, for better and for worse? Because upon realization, one step closer you are to becoming the greatest version of yourself. When you realize you can change, is when you make a change. And then putting that change into action, changing the altar of our mind. Altering the altar of our mind, we can make our life pleasurable. That was just a little tidbit that I wanted to share for you today. Thank you so much. If you stayed all the way to the end, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you stayed to the end, comment what you think the effect of our consciousness has on our emotions. If you think I'm off, or if you think I'm dead on, or if you have any insight on the material that I presented you today. I'm always willing to learn and expand and converse. I'd love to speak with you, and I'll try to check every message and that I receive in a timely manner. Thank you so much. I hope you have safe and peaceful time. Much love. Just a reminder, that was Deep Chats with Chris Cipher, and this ride is over. So I'm going to be heading outside and probably go lay down for a minute before I got to get some chores done. Thank you very much. Much love. And this is Chris Cipher out. Boom.